What's happening, Crypto Fam? Happy Thursday. Good morning and welcome back to Love for Crypto. I'm Scott. It's a pleasure to have you here. I appreciate you taking the time out to consume the content, so thank you. This morning I'm on XRP, Ripple, SEC. People are asking me, has Ripple won the case? Is it being settled? Literally because of headlines. Headlines like Ripple claims a very big win in SEC case. And I mean, headlines like Ripple scores biggest win in XRP lawsuit likely to force SEC into settlement isn't quite as bad, but not saying anyone who messaged me is an idiot. There's a lot of idiots out there. There's a lot of questionable information. And there is just a lot of clickbait headlines. And if you haven't seen an headline that puts it into more perspective, or haven't had the time to read an article that puts it in more perspective, you kind of fall for the headline, innit? This is like, it's a big problem. Anywho, what it basically is the headline should say Ripple wins major decision in court case. A major decision went Ripple's way. That's legitimately what it basically means. So the significant Ripple win may trigger an abrupt end to the XRP lawsuit, as many close to the case believe the SEC will rather settle than hand over its internal documents. That's extremely interesting. So regardless of what anyone thinks going on, as expected, Judge Sarah Netburn denied the SEC's motion for reconsideration of the DPP ruling in the latest court order, the SEC v. Ripple. The motion was viewed as the biggest decision in the XRP lawsuit because of the consequences it would bring for the outcome of the case, the future of both Ripple and the SEC, as well as the future of XRP and probably the overall cryptocurrency ecosystem in the United States. The significant Ripple win may trigger an abrupt end to the XRP lawsuit, as many close to the case believe the SEC will rather settle than hand over its internal documents. The SEC has 14 days to file an objection to this decision to the District Judge Torres. So it's big news. It is big news, but the ruling might be an even bigger victory for Ripple, as the order includes a bulletproof section that is expected to prevent an appeal, which could force the SEC into settlement even sooner. Fascinating. So the SEC has failed to basically have it both ways as far as these are concerned. I'm reading from financefeeds.com, link in the description. There's a couple of links in the description. Also, if you Google SEC proposed rules and sit there for the next 6 years reading all that shit, if you want to, might put a few links in the description, but just legitimately Google SEC new crypto rules, SEC new regulations, SEC proposed regulations. You see all kinds of shit pop up. So anyway, Judge Netburn explained that she ordered the production of certain SEC documents after concluding they were not protected by DPP, in order to allow the defendants to challenge the SEC's allegations that Larsen and Geilenhaus were objectively reckless in believing that XRP was not a security and that Ripple was on a fair notice that XRP was a security. Another one, FinCEN categorized it as a currency in 2015. I'm pretty sure this is pre-2015 transactions and what they're talking about. I've not looked exactly into the transactions. We know it's like there are so many billions of fucking XRP. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? More bothered about the corrupt politicians, their expenses, and the money they're fucking spending, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. And then bankers below them. And Brad Geilenhaus and Chris Larsen are nowhere near the top of the list of people I'd be going after. In an attempt to claim privilege, the SEC said the court overlooked that Bill Hinman made his 2018 speech on BTC and Ethereum in order to communicate the approach of the SEC's Division of Corporate Finance, and that the speech was the end product of significant collaboration by many staffers across the SEC, as evidenced by the 68 drafts and associated commentary of the SEC's privilege logs. Such deliberations should be protected by DPP. The SEC's assertion that the speech was intended to communicate corporate finance's approach to regulating digital asset offerings is inconsistent with the SEC's and Hinman's previous positions that the speech was intended to and did reflect his personal views. Fascinating. When you're like the big cheese at somewhere like the SEC, you've got to watch what you fucking say. If you're near the top, you've got to watch what you say. The SEC has failed to demonstrate that the court overlooked any factual matters that were put before it in deciding the privilege applicability or applicability to entry 9 of Appendix A. Its a motion for reconsideration is denied. However, mindful of the public interest served by the privilege, the court agrees that clarification will aid the parties. So the court has clarified that its January the 13th, 2022 order compels productions of all emails related to and drafts of the speech on the SEC's privilege logs, set communications between staff discussing the speech in the context of how it implicates other separate agencies. Do you know what, right? That's basically it. It's a load of bullshit. It fucking ends. And it's basically saying the SEC have been told to produce certain documents and information on certain speeches and shit. And what most people seem to think is that the SEC would rather just be like, do you know what, we'll just fucking settle and close a case. Close a case and settle, because we're not giving you them fucking papers. At that point, do you not like want to see the papers? I'm like, well, why don't you want to show us? Can the judge turn around and say, I'm not fucking letting you say you'll show me the fucking papers? Because I'm pretty sure they should be able to, shouldn't they? All this being like, someone makes an accusation about someone else to say they're the twat. The person's like, I've never been a twat. I've never been a twat. I'll tell you what, I'll pay you 10 million if you just never call me a twat again. Sweet. It's fascinating. Now, I do think this can potentially lead to brand new securities regulations, mate. We've got the Securities Acts of 1933 and all that bullshit. I think we could see a Digital Assets Act of 2025 emerge, or whatever year they do it. 2023, 2024, 2025. But the Digital Assets Act, which will govern and regulate and legislate how to use and not abuse cryptocurrencies in the United States. Because I mean, everyone keeps calling for regulations now, and who is the people that's supposed to be regulating it? The Financial Conduct Authority and all the anti-money laundering people. One could argue it should be them. One could argue FinCEN have already categorised XRP as a currency, so it's all fucking irrelevant. I mean, I didn't want to do too many fucking XRP videos this year without just coming on and saying it's fucking over. Thank fuck it's fucking over. I don't know what's up with my eyes, but you're just going to have to deal with me rubbing my eyes because something's fucking got itchy eyes then for a minute. But yeah. I see new regs on the horizon. I see new rules on the horizon. I see a load of bullshit on the horizon like normal. But I do see the end of this case on the horizon now. Especially with what everyone's saying regarding like the SEC are just going to be like, you're not having them fucking papers. People calling it a blow, like Ripple Labs struck a blow against the Securities and Exchange Commission case. The judge made a ruling that Ripple community lawyer calls a very big win for Ripple. I mean, it's been going on since 2020, man. It's doing fucking heading now. It's not doing your heading. It's just doing fucking heading. And it is hindering the market. It's holding the market down. I don't care what anyone says. When you've got when you want big institutions to come in and flood some money in, massive institutional investment that then spurs more adoption of the masses and the fucking sheep or whatever you want to call them. But all that pushes adoption. And when you've got a high profile digital asset as well as its creators in court with the SEC, it don't fucking look good. It's as simple as that. It don't fucking look good. So until that's over, you won't get the total confidence of all the institutional investors that you actually want. It's fascinating that most people get into crypto to pull away from the system and stick a finger up to all them people. And just a couple of years later, kneeling before them with your hands out, begging them for regs. Fucking weird, mate. Like the UK government at the moment, all this inflation shit, they're taking the piss. Line them all up in front of a noose and say, get the fuck in that or fuck off home, because you're done. I've had enough, me. I've had enough. Scott Pratt, 2030, we're fucking running. I'm going to run for office in 2030 if they're not sorted shit out, because I'm fucking done. And I said years ago, I don't want to be Prime Minister. I want to create a fucking network that just becomes a governing community. There will be no Prime Minister. I was like them apples. No house of rich knobheads. I mean House of Commoners. I mean House of Commons. House of rich knobheads is what it is. And the House of Lords is House of old, rich, privileged, entitled knobheads. They're just a little bit higher on the spectrum. So when will the SEC case end? Who the fuck knows? Not me. All I do know is that when it does end, I expect some movements. I expect some, and I'm not saying up or down. I expect a bit of fucking movement. I expect a lot of attention to move on to cryptocurrencies. I mean, what are the chances this case ends either just before, around the time, or not long after the XRP NFT update on the XRPL to XLS-D20 or 20D, XLS-20D, the next type. There's going to be an update on the XRPL. I imagine they happen around the same time, and then who knows what's going to happen. Regardless of what does happen, you know the dance. Invest in yourself, invest in internet value, live long and hodl it all, never let it go. Get it staked, get it baked, and look after the pot till the pot can look after you. Obviously, you're going to buy some assets that you can't stake at first, but just make sure you get a few that you can stake. You get them staked away, you get the rewards coming through off them, and you just keep grinding, yeah? Striving for happiness. They're the true riches. So I am wishing health and happiness to you and yours. Enjoy the rest of your week. Yeah, take care of yourselves. We love crypto, we love XRP, and we love you. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.